In a dark corner of the world, three men will work together to bring you a podcast like no other. This is Fanatically Correct, where the fans, the geeks, and the nerds are always correct. With your host, MSK, Yo Peace, and Omega.
This is Fanatically Correct. I am host Omega.
Yo, peace.
And we got a special guest with us today, Jenna Frank, J. Ray.
Yeah.
Woo! Upcoming Legend of the White Dragon. Woo! Starring her wonderful great past papa, Jason David Frank, as well as some other friends of the podcast and Fanatically Correct family like Jason Font. And got a lot of good stars in that movie, too. So we're looking forward to it. Labor Day weekend release.
Yes, I'm
That's
super
going to be awesome.
excited.
Can't wait. So, we got JV. She's here in South Florida by the time you're listening to this or watching this. I got used to the camera. She already did, we did Flynn's Arcade and More.
Yeah, that was fun. That was
a fun appearance. And then she immediately did, that's we're working her working her good this weekend. We did Famous Faces and Funnies 2. We're in
Don't
Boynton
forget
Beach,
the 2.
Florida. So that was Margate, Florida, Broward County. Then she did West Palm Beach County, went to Boynton. And tonight, so this would already happen. It was banging. It was great. The Heat won. The Marlins won.
The who?
I hope that's all right. We could do another take where I go, man, it was a tough game, but the Heat almost had it. Marlins, it's the Marlins. The baseball's rough.
Oh, it's the Marlins.
But that's over at, that's going to be Thank You Miami. So that's where she's at tonight. But past tense, it would have happened already. But yeah, so those are 3 spots she hit up in her South Florida tour. J. Ray, Jenna Frank.
Yes.
And she got, just break it down, because we're probably going to get a lot of new followers because you probably came to watch and listen to her. It's Fanatically Correct. Very directly related to her. Listen to our very first episode. It's a great way to start and start listening to all their other episodes. But we had some talk about your dad, JDF, and some friends, Lou Ferrigno. And don't listen to episode 1. Just skip this episode 2 and let your Google. So.
No, there's nothing wrong with the episode.
Nah.
It's a great episode, actually. It's a great start.
No, it's just we've talked about off camera. It's the progression of someone who wasn't a fan of Power Rangers becoming a fan of Power Rangers within less than 3 minutes of going like man, we'd be lucky if we get at that time just do Tommy. We'd be lucky if we get Tommy. And then I was like, man, you know what? We'd be lucky if we get Tommy. And then we started talking about his appearances, and I bring up the appearance thing because that's what you're doing now. You're promoting Legend of the White Dragon. You're doing the thing. We got to spend 2 appearances with yesterday. Looking forward to another one tonight. And I love the way you handle yourself. You're great. You engage all the fans, and you're very affectionate. And you're very engaging, and you make sure that everyone's happy. You're happy. You're having a good time as best you can, and we appreciate that, and fans really appreciate that. Yep. So you chip off the old block. You're doing it great.
Thank you.
So she got Legend of the White Dragon coming out, and just get some of that. She got 2 music videos or 3 music videos.
Well,
because what is
2
it?
out right now, but I'm about to drop another one for my dad's
Soul Searching
mom who passed away.
Okay, so you made another one to your grandma.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So Soul Searching is the one you just recently dropped. That's on YouTube. Check it out. That's on her channel. And then you also have Heartless. You have a music video for that one. Yeah. That's pretty good. Love Letter, I know it's on YouTube, but I don't think that's a music video. That's just the music.
No. Yeah. Well, because J.D. Youngin actually had passed away before. We could record the music video. So.
Okay. So, and then, so those are all eventually also available like Spotify and iTunes.
It's on all platforms, even Instagram. I think Snapchat too, TikTok.
Nice.
Excellent.
Everywhere, so yeah.
And then everyone can follow you, of course, at
at Jenna R. Frank on Instagram. You can just look me up, Jenna Ray Frank too. Sometimes it'll pop up on YouTube, and I'm working on getting a Facebook.
For the old people.
For us. For old folks.
So the old folks be Facebook friendly. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So and then of course Team JDF, Legend of the White Dragon, all those also you're posting. They post stuff too, so it's a good way to find out where else you're going on your tour. By the time they hear this, you will be doing your birthday tour. So happy birthday!
Yes.
Saying it early.
Happy early.
Maybe
birthday.
release this on your birthday, even like a birthday episode.
Right, there you go.
MSK. Okay, our co-host who does the editing, who's not with us today, unfortunately. we will have in the next episode. He's gonna love that.
He's gonna love it or
turn up
hate
his
it.
editing.
He's gonna love it or hate it. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's probably gonna hate it more than love it.
So just I mean, basic stuff. Like kind of like everyone, especially your fans joining you. They kind of know, like, your backstory. Obviously, I'm sure your dad's like one of your biggest influences. But something when we do Q&A panels, and we're gonna start getting topical and just conversational stuff like that. Yeah. But just to start, it's always nice to get like the origin story. So like even though we pretty much know yours, it's still also nice to know like what like inspired you to be in the industry. You know what I mean? To be acting like Legend White Dragon, to be doing your music and things like that. So what's kind of like just a basic.
Well, definitely just like my dad was my biggest influence for sure. I don't know. I realized at like a young age I want to be like an actress, and I didn't know I really wanted to do music, but I always had like the thought of it. But I actually started music when I was 14.
Nice.
I made my first song at 14. So,
wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but just my dad was my biggest influence.
Right. I've
always wanted to help people too. Like ever since I was young, I've always wanted to help people. I'm an empath, so I just always wanted to help people since the jump. So
that's awesome.
I feel like it's my purpose in this world. So. Yeah.
I feel that, and you're carrying the mantle and holding up the torch, and that's awesome. So like music, like that transition. So you were like starting out acting. Like, was there specific like, your dad just thought you had like musical talent, so you should do this, or on your own?
Well, no, that was definitely like on my own. I actually made my first song. Well, I made one for my dad's mom who had passed away. That's the one.
That's
that
the
I'm
one
just
you're gonna
now
do.
About to release, because a lot of my music's old. I've been holding on to like a lot of things because it's just it's a lot, releasing my vulnerable side and stuff like that.
Of course.
But,
you also got like that perfectionist point to you too, where you could go over it and then go over it again and then go over it again and then sure about it and go over it again.
For real. Yeah, it was definitely.
And get some writer's block or some harmonizing block and things like that, and you work through it. That's awesome. You're young, so the good thing is you're still getting it out in time. Yeah, no, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So like, what type of music? I mean, obviously everyone here they listen to music, like, but what's the type of music that inspired you? Like, I mean, is it all the same genre that you perform, or are there like a lot of other things
it's a lot of things.
They're
like,
eclectic.
Literally. Well, I'm a Gemini, so I feel like we're like everything. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just every genre really I like. I just don't really like country or rock. So
she's
much.
a Texas girl.
No,
I said I don't. I don't like.
Don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you're a Texas girl.
I know. Yeah, I know. I don't like country. Personally, I mean, I grew up on like old school rap. Like when I was young, my dad used to play Tupac. And my mom would get mad. Eminem and Tupac and Backstreet Boys and.
Well, you didn't play the Kids Bop version for you?
No.
Kids Bop.
Every time I got into the Porsche, the subs were so loud.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, so all you heard was the beats anyways. You weren't even hearing the lyrics. You're good.
I mean,
I
was. So I Tupac, and I actually shared the same birthday as my mom too. So
okay.
I don't know. He's a big influence to me. But definitely Juice WRLD, rest in peace. He was. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but
yes.
Yeah, So Juice WRLD was my biggest influence,
right.
like for sure, dude. Like out of everybody, just because he talked about his pain,
Of course.
And he had 10, I think, I don't know how many millions, but millions of unreleased songs.
Yes.
Oh wow.
And that's how you know how much pain he was going through. That's why I relate to him though, because it's a little bit darker. Like the darker stuff is realer, instead of like the surface level of things. You know?
Well, it's also your therapy. I mean, that's like different people have like writers write and things like that. Some people do it for the job or for the creativity. Some people, but it's smart to be able to take what you use as an outlet and a release, and a healthy one at that, and then share it. And then the beauty about sharing it is that it influences, and like you're saying that Juice helped you in tune yourself with that, and
you'll be doing the same thing.
You'll be inspiring and doing the same thing for others. So that's that's a beautiful thing to share.
I know, and it's crazy actually having that like chance. You know what I'm saying? Of course. It's a lot, because I've struggled with like a lot of like depression and stuff growing up. So just knowing I can help people, that's big.
No, helping people is great. And so, and like that's like and we'll go into the funner side of things. Like so, I mean, I know like right now cons are a little bit gloomy, obviously, because a lot of people just want to talk about your dad and things like that. But the beauty thing is you're also experiencing that. So like. I mean, it's basically we're total nerds, and it's like the nerd universe. And like yesterday, they get the comic book shop. We're seeing the different things, and they're So like at the cons and things, like what nerds you out? Like what are like the shows or the movies or the collectibles or the type of things that that get you nerding out?
Honestly, I'm gonna be so 100% honest. It's not really my scene as much. I mean, I know a lot of the actors personally, so I feel like I go there to like, you know, like I don't know, like I mean.
So the community then, just enjoying the people you know that
just the whole community and
also
like obviously like the supporters and stuff. Like I have a lot of good conversations. I meet a lot of good people, but as far as like, I don't know, I never really was into movies like that too. I actually always fall asleep in the movie theaters.
Oh, wow.
That's why my parents never took me. But it's because I've been on set since I was like 6 years old. So like me and my dad couldn't watch movies either. Because, you know, if there's like a scene where it's like the lighting's off or something, we're like...
He notices that?
No, I do too. So that's why I can't really watch. I don't know. But I mean, I actually just ran into the voice of Boo on Monsters, Inc.
Okay, yeah.
And
the
like,
little girl.
you know,
Oh, it's your little girl
like,
now.
So yeah, I know. So stuff like that. Yeah, you know. I mean, I like stuff like that. You know, like Disney
Animation.
Oh, so yeah. So you're like, so otherwise, that's you checked out from being a nerd once you like got
no,
out.
Honestly, I like Vampire Diaries. I haven't done a show with them yet,
but
I've seen like Damon Salvatore do Scotland and stuff. So.
Did you do any of the follow-ups, like the originals or legacies, or you just finished that Vampire Diaries?
No, I only finished. I haven't even really finished. I don't think.
So that's your next long flight.
Yeah.
So whenever you go to do the European tour, there you go. That's the binge watch. 12-hour flight, just binge.
Yeah.
But you could do it, and I'll make a suggestion for him. I think I'm the only one that watched. His wife watched it. You did.
My wife watched.
Oh,
Yeah, and MSK.
I didn't watch it.
Because I think they're Twilight traumatized. So,
that's.
But see, I go before that. So like I always say, like I have my niece. We've talked about it. I mentioned my niece, and she got into Vampire Diaries and a few other ones. And I always say, just watch the original, which is Buffy. You know, when you go back, which is Sarah Michelle Gellar, you watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's what started all that. You know, that genre. And that was before Twilight. That's before all of it. And even though they had a movie in the '80s with Luke Perry, which is from 90210, Dylan, and all that. It's way before your time. I'm sure you heard of him. They had a movie of that, but the movie didn't hit like that. But the series, and it was like one of those first drama.
Yes, it was.
Like, and it had a lot of like great actors, like Supercon's coming up down here in down South Florida, and they have like the guy who played Spike, Marsters, and the actress who played Cordelia. She's another actress, and they got a big following. Sarah Michelle blew up from that, and a lot of them. I don't know. We watched Ted Lasso. Okay. But
I really don't.
It's rough because one of the main guys in that show, he's like a bad guy now in Ted Lasso. Like he's not like a villain, it's because it's a drama series, but he's just like the a-hole of the series. And it's wild to see someone like that. But so that's the one I started. But Vampire Diaries, I can warn you, you're gonna get to a point where you can just watch episodes like in 8 minutes, just fast forward.
No, I know. Trust me.
That's what I did with like the Arrowverse, like the whole. Because I'm into Arrow and the Flash and all that. I'm a total nerd. But when I watched it got so bad towards the end. I just like let the season finish, and then I binged like 23 episodes in 20 minutes.
It's background noise.
Is exactly what we're
background noise.
Not for real.
So no, but Vampire Diaries is a good one, man. So, but that's cool because then you see people. And so do you ever catch yourself like then trying to like maybe watch something because you ran into them and know them and you just kind of want to show that support a little bit? Like
I mean, it's still hard for me. I mean, I show support like in person, and don't get me wrong. I mean, if they have a movie coming out or something, definitely I'll show support, but I just struggle so hard watching movies, dude. I really do.
Yeah,
I can't pay attention. I have ADHD and ADD. So like my brain moves like 100 miles per hour.
Yep. So you like so do all of like of course.
Whoa.
So you do like a lot of like I guess like reading and then with music playing, or then just writing with music playing.
Yeah, like my personal.
Or do you go silent
to
try to write?
No. Normally I play like the beat and then fill out like the beat and then. I have to be in a specific mindset when I write music, though. Especially the stuff I talk about. I have to I don't know. I like to light like candles or like LED lights or stuff like that.
Nice.
Just bring in like the energy. You know?
So
music writing is so different for everybody.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
It's a very different process.
Yeah.
We sometimes do like separate. He does music and I do like some screenwriting.
I know. I still need to hear some of your stuff.
Yeah,
we'll play some. Play right now in this episode.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Today is Jenna's day.
But
it would never be my day.
No, everyone has different. I'm a big like listen to music while I do stuff too. Like I need that same thing, some background. I always just say about background noise. I watch shows background, especially if it's like dialogue, movies and things like that. So sometimes that helps a lot. It's almost like books on audio.
Bro, I can't.
Look, she's yawning already as it is.
I know. Well, guys, it's 7 a.m.
It wasn't supposed to be this. We were supposed to do it last night.
We really,
and honestly, it's really 6 a.m. for me.
Yeah,
that's right, because you're an hour back.
Yeah. So, that's why my voice is a little raspy.
We really appreciate you being here,
no,
honestly.
Thank you.
Honestly.
And actually, we're gonna keep it short too, because on top of that, you got another appearance, so we gotta get you out.
And I need to take a little nap.
Get some sleep in. But we'll do a follow up, and we'll do something. We want to at least test out this new studio. So this is the first time we're doing this.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us. Next time we have MSK in house. We'll have something definitely very soon. But this is almost like a tester episode, and we're so blessed that we were able to have our first celebrity guest in studio.
Yes.
So a lot of firsts happening right now. Testing this out.
Oh, look at me. Hey, I'm coming through again.
And we're not going to show her on camera, but basically her big sister, assistant's off camera over here.
Yeah, shout out to Crystal and Diana.
You can wave. You can wave at the camera.
They've
just to come all the way
really.
there you go. There, wave.
Shout out to them. I'm super close to them, like sisters.
Of course,
it heals a lot of things. I actually lost my sister the year before my dad, so it's been tough. But it's healing. I feel like God sends you people into your life to heal things. So I'm blessed, man. I really am.
No,
that's the main thing, is to have people around
that actually care about your mental health.
That care.
And like push you to do better.
Important,
if somebody doesn't challenge you, why are you friends with them or in a relationship?
Of course. There's no need. No need for any of that.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's heartfelt, and you're very open. So I mean, if you get the opportunity, you're watching this, check out her tours and see her in person, because you're very open about that, and you're very good at sharing and listening to other people's stories, which is hard because everyone comes to you already knowing what you've been through and what you're going through.
And it's really hard not to break down too.
Of course, yeah.
But what I've learned is like business is business, and you have to separate. You know what I'm saying?
You got to compartmentalize. You got to do that for your own health as well. But then that allows you to.
But provide. Like also to be strong for like people, to like show them like the same energy my dad had, And it's hard. It is really hard. Sometimes I do get drained and stuff because it's hard for me not to cry, but to show my emotions. But it's good for me to be able to be strong and be there for people, because maybe I can save somebody's life. Who knows? You never know if somebody's, like literally on the edge, and all it takes is one thing.
And you hear that so much. You hear people that are walking through life, and someone would say something nice to them. How many times have you heard a story of someone saying, "Man, I needed that.
I know.
I needed that. I don't know. You're a stranger, but I needed that."
Yeah.
That's happened a lot. That happens a lot.
I know.
All over the world.
Well, I've been and you see the sincerity, and I've been fortunate enough to now do some appearances with you, and have done with other celebrities at the arcade and at other shops and things like that. And I've had that opportunity to be there, assisting them in their appearance and meeting fans and bonding with fans and interacting with fans. Yeah. And you hear a lot of fans say things like that. They start talking about, and even people that at the time, they weren't going through anything like that, but they just start unloading. And and I always say this, and I don't want to get like,
my wife does that.
Yeah, she does. If we would have had a camera moment of your wife and
I'll put it out
Jenna
there.
yesterday. Yeah, she
does that.
There was some bonding yesterday out there at the
was.
arcade for sure. But yeah, that's the point. I noticed that, and it's engaging. And this is something I say to you, so I do want to just get it on camera, that your dad, I think, really did that to the industry. And if we're gonna have him.
Changed it.
Yeah, he did. And we had Spencer Wilding here a couple weeks ago, and I was telling Jenna about this, and I just want to get it on the audio. He took a moment and shared with us and another mutual friend of ours, Hector, that he only got to meet your dad a couple times at cons, and they had like a meal or whatever. But and he even said, he goes, we never had, I never had the fortune to have like a deep conversation with him and like really, really get to know him. He goes, but what I knew of him, and he said it, he goes, it affected the way he engaged fans and how and you could tell like it is the same thing. And I've noticed that since the very first time I saw your dad at Wizard World, that's how he is. And I saw that everyone realized for two things. Unfortunately, one of them is kind of it's for the business end of it, and realizes, well, that's a better business to do it that way and provide basically a service, not just let them come and get my autograph and my picture, but provide an actual experience and service. So there's that angle of it. And most of them are actors and performers. So, a lot of times it's a performance. But even Hector said that sometimes the performance is just doing that even when you're not up to it. And even when you're, it's hard and you got things going on in your personal life, or it's just been a rough day and things like that. And sometimes you're engaging all that, but what you're doing is like, again, compartmentalizing and taking it like, okay, this is not happening right now, so I can be here for them. And of course, it's kind of like a business thing, but there's also the other end of just people realizing it. you have a better time that way. It's better for your soul. It's better for your, your stability and your mental, that you enjoy what you do. Because everyone says it, the best job you can have is to get paid to do something you enjoy to do. So if you can get it that you enjoy doing it,
you're not rushing it. No, you don't need anyone to rush
exactly.
you.
And even he said, from short couple of period, and I saw him do it. Same thing. I was, fortunate to be with him at his appearances, and he's the exact same way. He was very engaging with his fans, and same thing. He was another person I saw that people would say that they go, oh, like that inspired me, or I watched that movie, and just at the time that I watched that movie, and here he just put on a suit, like Darth Vader in Rogue One. It's like you don't even see his face in that, but just the fact people would say that just to like watch that movie and you were part of that, and just to let you know that you were a part of something that helped me and made me feel better while I was like, going through a loss or, just going through a bad time and escapism. Because a lot of, the shows, that basically, you're more into the music thing, but the same thing, music a lot of time is two things. Sometimes it's escapism. You just want to hear like a banger that's just like a fun, good party time song and just kind of get you out of your funk. And sometimes
you have bangers, by the way. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you have bangers.
I can't wait. The ones she has out are good, but the stuff that we got to listen to that
you do
we'll release later, unreleased stuff. We're looking forward to when it happens. We'll be promoting the crap out of it because we heard some real and your beats and stuff like that are incredible. I mean, Jesus. Jenna's really talented. We're so lucky we got you now, and hopefully you remember us when you're booming, and we only got like 10 more followers than we have now.
No.
If you don't remember us, I'm letting you know we're going to be playing this video over and over.
Then
on
we'll
our,
just every episode is a Jenna episode.
We'll just keep using your same words and just keep recycling.
Well, AI.
No, but I think a lot of actors forget that they're just humans too.
Of course.
Nobody's above nobody. No. I don't care what profession hard. You're in, how much money you make. It doesn't matter.
It's hard.
And on the flip side of that, and I'm definitely not someone who plays violin for like other people in different industries like that, but people also forget that actors are people too. Yeah. And on top of that, that also affects a lot of time. A lot of times I have friends like that, they get nervous. Like oh my God, I can't meet them. And I always sound like they're people.
Yeah.
People, that's it.
They just have a different job than you, but they're people. And if you respect and honor the thing they do, that's great.
They have different job and the fame.
Yeah.
But they're people. We're all people.
And I don't think people understand how much goes into that too. Because you're an influence, so it's sometimes it was a problem with my dad too. He struggled to show his real emotions. Actually when his mom was passing away, he still was at a show and he wanted everybody to leave happy. And he loved his mom, so he caught a flight to Cali. He was actually in Rhode Island.
Wow.
Yeah, so he just tried to make sure everyone, even when his mom was passing away. So it's just like, I feel like there's definitely like boundaries, now that I can take on, experiences, because it's something we've always struggled with, depression,
And it's huge at such a young age. I mean, and it's hard because at such a young age.
So wise.
You've done with a lot, but you are
wise.
very wise ahead in your years. And, you're young and you still have a lot of experiences to learn, a lot of, wisdom to gain and things like that. But you do have like your friends and stuff like that. You have an older soul, and from spending time with you, learn that. But it is important that, people gather that too and understand that, and so hopefully not just for fans, but also for fellow actors and musicians and things like that, that they have to be open. And I have an idea to go a little bit more upbeat before we end this. But just to state that, and unfortunately, that's kind of like a thing that was happening with your dad, which is that they get so used to the performance that even with people who are close to them, that they can unload on and can share with and they don't, because they're just so used to not. And then it's such a small number. And the truth is, especially in your industry, everyone's busy all the time. I've spent enough time with a few of you that you're always on the phone. You're always, talking to some producer,
making moves,
another agent, another thing. And then when you talk to each other, it becomes almost like a very surface type relationship.
Yeah, true.
And then the people who probably can be helpful and talk and things like that don't know and aren't available. And it's it's almost that as like to not get too caught up in the performance and the bottling, that at least know those that you're comfortable with and those that you can share with that you do and give and it's amazing because like you just said, here you are, you're worried about helping people, and that's a big thing. Problem with people who help people, they don't let people help them.
Well, and also it's hard to like help yourself too.
Of course, no, that goes without saying.
Like on some like pieces of me, I feel like broken inside. So maybe if I can make somebody else feel good, it'll make me feel even like 1% better. It's all about one person. That's what my dad always told me.
One at a time.
Like like a couple times I'll be like, "Dang, Dad, like the likes aren't really too good on this picture," or whatever. And he said, "Don't worry if you save one person's life. That's
all that matters." That's a beautiful thing.
That's
so
big.
just to end on a good note, what was the first? I've seen like some of your, especially when you did cons with your dad and stuff like that. Yeah. What was the first like cool experience with your dad that you experienced as a daughter? Because we saw it as fans, but the first time that like it hit you, like if you remember it all, that like, wow, my dad's my dad, and this thing is so cool, and like the fans, and like I've seen videos of you like running up and down.
He's
you know what I mean? With the crowd,
like, whenever I was little, but honestly, I have a lot of trauma, so. It's been hard for me to like.
So now that the happiest memories.
Well, no, it's not. I'm just saying I just have trauma in my life in general, so it's been hard for me to like go back to like when I was 6, and even 6 months ago when my dad was here. It's like my brain, I lost my sister, so it's just I have like a grief brain. Is actually.
I understand that.
I don't know. It's hard for me to really think all the way back, but I mean, everything in the con world was really cool. But the most important thing was whenever like he came home and like the talks we had and we cried together, we laughed together. I think that was the most important out of everything. But just seeing the influence he had on people was really big for me too.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I think we'll end it on that because that's a beautiful note. And I said we usually do a thing, and I think this would be a good one for this episode. Probably one of the more serious episodes we had. Try not to, but it's hard, and you're beautiful. And we're so grateful that you came and you're here with us. We always do a thing that's called a nerdcessity. This is gonna be a very different nerdcessity. We always do a nerdcessity is we always say like a necessity as a nerd, like a movie you should watch or a book you should read or a show. And I'm gonna ask you.
I know about books.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna ask you to give one, but before you give your one, because like I said, I want to end on something that you can provide us. But I think nerdcessity is something you just noted on, which is that. I think that everyone, and it's a nerdcessity because it's a necessity. I think everyone needs to take time for the ones that they love, no matter how busy their life is. Exactly, and
I would do anything.
And what you just said, there's a lot of time spent, and especially in an industry like yours where it gets really busy and things like that. Boundaries, and the time, even if it's short time, but when you're with the people you care about, that's quality time, and you have good conversations, and you have things of substance, right? With those that you love and that love you. And I think that's something everyone in general should do. And we've been watching a lot of Ted Lasso and being with you this week, and at that show, it's a very uplifting show and like heartfelt things like that. And it's like in my mind things like that, very inspirational thoughts and things like that. And you're a very inspirational person, and we hope a lot of inspiration keeps coming your way. But something, and I know you're big in the music, so we would like a specific either a book or a song that you would just recommend, like something that really
something
hits
that
for
you would definitely say this is
like
something.
I recommend this. This is something that is good for me. It'd be good for you.
I didn't even realize I have a pimple right here.
Oh no, we'll edit that. We'll blur it out.
Nah, it's okay. It's raw. It's okay, man. I'm real off the camera.
That's not zoomed in. You're good.
Exactly. It's not zoomed out.
I just felt you're good. Nah, but I actually just gave CeeLo one of my books. It's called Welcome Home. It's one of the really best books, and she gave me 2 books. One was talking about healing, and another one was like how to not care, basically, just about things. But Welcome Home is really cool because it's steps to welcome you home within yourself, and it talks about whenever you give the power to somebody, they can actually make you homeless. Whenever you put your all into somebody, like your home, because you know what I'm saying. So. I don't know. It's about steps to,
that's deep.
You know what I'm saying? Like go back to really who you are, and to not let people control you. And it also talks about like different rooms inside the house, like the self-care house, and it's like steps. It walks you through. It's really cool. That. And I think especially for like females too, because we have hormones and stuff and testosterone. We have what y'all produce plus hormones. So. I don't know. I feel like, especially with my music too, just making an empowerment for women too. Because even back in the day, we couldn't even get like a job. Think about it, like our ancestors. Women. I feel like it's important to make a stand for that. So.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. So this has been a deeper episode of Fanatically Correct. So a lot of firsts.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this.
The energy
we really appreciate it. Honestly, we're very thankful that you are up so early.
Yeah.
After everything
I'm like
you've
still
gone
so
through.
tired. So that's why
After
my voice
everything
sounds
you've gone
like this.
through.
I apologize, guys.
No,
I'm
no,
like
no.
trying.
No, no.
Last night, looking at Instagram, like, go to sleep, Jenna.
I know, 2 a.m. But it's just because I've been having insomnia since
I
like
get
my
you.
dad, you
Yeah.
know, and
There's a lot going on
It's-
right now. You're,
it's
you're
like,
taking on a
you
lot
know,
to keep yourself busy, but
I know.
I understand. Hopefully you get, I mean, at least the rest of this week here in South Florida before you jump out again, you
Yeah.
get some breathing time and
Yes,
enjoy
for
the
sure.
beach and, you know,
Yes.
enjoy the sun.
And then my birthday's coming up. It's
That's
gonna be
right.
I
But you're back to
it's-
work for your birthday, kind of.
I
So
know, I am back to work. for my
Birthday month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
birthday month. That's true.
Birthday
So my
month,
dad
so
always
That's
enjoy
what
told
the
you
whole
got to
month,
do.
yeah.
The
That's
That's
whole
what my
month.
dad always tells me. Like, it's
Not
time
just
to go
the day.
shopping, dude. It's my birthday month. It's
That's
June
it.
first.
enjoy it. We got
All
some
the way
good
till the
malls out here.
31st.
There you go.
That's
Take
Or
it.
30. I don't even know how many days in this month. No, but I just wanted to say, just leave on like this last note. You know, there's a lot of mental health problems out there,
Yes.
and I just feel
Yes.
like people need to reach out if they're ever feeling alone. I know it's easier said than done, but you know, I feel like I'm living proof, and me and my team are working on a lot of
Yeah.
things. We're working like the mighty military foundation. We're working with special needs and just a lot of things, man. Trying to you know, do things for like the homeless and stuff. But I think the most important thing is just showing gratitude, because you attract more whenever you show gratitude.
Of course.
You know, and I'm very big on faith. God is my number one all the time. Like, even on my darkest days, whenever things are wrong, I say, God, I know that there's a bigger plan for me. And then whatever you believe in, I think just tapping into that
Yep.
and being within that every day consistently, making a schedule for yourself. Because sometimes, dude, whenever you're depressed, you struggle to even like brush your hair or get out of bed, you know? So little things like make my bed today, drink water, eat fruit, or you know what I'm saying? I think it's just the little steps in life, and just to be appreciative and show gratitude, and to work on your energy and protect that too, because there's a lot of energy vampires out there.
Wow,
That's what I
that's
say.
a very-
So you
yeah,
have to
that's a-
like, you know, meditation's good too, but just pray for protection or whatever you believe in. Just ask for that, just, you know, peace and protection every day, because, you know, the world's getting corrupted, man. There's a lot of things, and that's why I feel like with my music too, maybe I can make a movement for females, you know, because I feel like a lot of females are misguided now. We have little kids that are looking up to us, so it's like forever we got to keep this clean image, you know. And that's just the way it should be for everybody. You know, you have little kids talking about explicit things, especially females too, and it's just sad that, like, you know, people are doing stuff a lot younger, and it's just not how it was back in the day, you know. So I think just really finding that love within yourself, but you also are what you listen to, you are what you feed your body, you are who you hang around. So just be careful, you know. And one thing my aunt, shout out to my aunt, she's a really wise soul. We actually agreed we're like the top of the food chain in our family, like spiritually though, you know. And one thing she told me, she said, every thought that you have, just imagine physically like the energy, like, I guess, or you, like I say, like angels and like, you know, bad spirits. But every time that you like think this, it's literally bringing in that energy, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to instantly replace it. It's easier said than done, but the best advice I would say is just to not think as much as you can. It's like 98% of the time we're living in the past or the future.
Yeah.
You know, stressing. If you're depressed, it's about the past. If you're stressed, it's about the future. You know, so just being like with today, right
Very true.
now. Like,
yeah.
one thing I learned from my counselor is like, okay, like it's like the trust theory, I guess. Like, okay, I'm trusting like the chair to hold me up right now. We're trusting the building to hold us up. We're trusting the world to hold, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, naming 3 things you hear or you smell, stuff like that. It grounds you, you know, because I have bad anxiety, especially social anxiety. You can ask CeeLo. I don't know how to talk to people like in person. I'm like, It's been worse since my dad too, but it's something I'm working through and stuff like that. But yeah, I just want to end up on a note, just to kind of say, you know, find love in yourself. Don't find it in others. That's something I'm struggling with too, because I feel like sometimes it's better to find that happiness, like external. You know what I'm saying? Like with I don't know, just finding love through other people. You gotta find love through, you know, yourself and through God. That's the biggest thing, or your ancestors, whatever you believe in. Just finding that love within yourself, because you're not gonna get anywhere unless you do that first.
Yeah.
Make a really solid foundation.
I gotta say, amazing, because by far the youngest person we've had on the podcast with us together, and probably some of the most wisest words shared. Yeah. So we really do appreciate that.
Yeah, I learned from the best, my dad.
Yeah,
so
and God rest his soul. We're big fans going through of JDF, and we now definitely, for the same reason. Personally, that was a big fan of his. I was a fan of his. I'm not a big Power Ranger fan. Yeah. I'm a fan of a lot of the friends I've made that work in it. And I was a big, Jason fan, and I'm a big Jenna fan now. And, working with you and talking to you and spending time with you, it's been beautiful, and it's been another great experience. And this has been a great experience, so we really do appreciate it.
Oh, that
so,
means a lot.
everyone, please check out her rest of her tour. Take the opportunity to get to meet her.
Yeah. Yes,
and get to be healed by her.
Yeah, it's not for real. It's like the little spiritual energy, and I give everybody hugs, and I don't know, whatever.
This has been a very different episode of Fanatically. I want to wrap it up so she can get a nap in before the next appearance. So thank you so much.
And some food.
And some food and some coffee. You'll get all that good stuff.
No, I can't drink coffee.
Just tell us where you're gonna be at though.
Yeah,
for the next.
So your birthday
I
one,
have Massachusetts, my birthday weekend, June 16th through the 18th, but I'll only be there the 17th through the 18th, so my birthday is the 16th. It's going to be a little bit emotional. It's my first birthday without my dad. And then the next weekend, I'm in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and I have a 2-week break, and I'll be in New Jersey. Okay. And we actually just got announced for San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes. Oh, you did not.
Which is big.
Was that like, we're the first? Like, no way. We never get something big like
did
that.
We get? No, we didn't get that.
Yeah.
Did you announce that anywhere
San
else?
Diego, no.
And you're allowed to announce that now? Or do we have to edit this out?
I don't know.
We'll double check with you. Yeah, we'll double check before we release.
But I mean, I think we're good. Even if I'll
check with you before release if the date's good, and we'll edit this part out right now.
No,
we're talking.
I know for sure we're doing a panel and a signing. It's only one day.
That's awesome. It's for Legend of the White Dragon.
Yeah, it's for
that's amazing.
And we're actually gonna have David Ramsey there on the panel.
Oh, excellent.
He's super busy. So
wow,
that's awesome.
So
appreciate that. That's so cool. So the big one, the Mecca. Yeah, dying to get out there. It's that's like the. That's it.
I also have Colorado Springs.
Nice.
Rhode Island, working on doing a couple more comic stores back in Texas.
Most important that is Legend of the White Dragon, Labor Day weekend, right?
Yes,
it's limited release, so stay on top of it. Get your info. You search it for movies coming out. It already come up. You can check it out on Fandango. All they have right now is dates because it's a limited release when it first comes out. So we'll see exactly it goes from there. You guys end up doing private screenings, or it goes to a streaming platform.
It can even go worldwide at this point.
Whatever the case is, but so just keep an eye on it for it because that's when it come out. So a lot more information will start coming out as you get closer to the Labor Day weekend. So it's September. So Legend of the White Dragon, check it out. Jenna, thank you so much. J. Ray,
thank you.
Jenna Frank.
Thank y'all so much.
MSK wasn't with us for this one, but he always says peace out. And I'm gonna go with Omega saying peace.
I'm gonna say yo peace.
I need to get some sleep and some food. I love y'all though. For real. I just want to say thank you to everybody who just supports me. I really do love y'all, man. And I'm the same person on the camara and off. And I feel like a lot of
that is true.
Are.
That is very true.
That is true. Like there's no lie in that.
Thank you so much. Let's get you out of here now.
I love y'all.
Praying for my mama, I know she hurting. Trying to make my pain into a purpose. Putting my pain into these verses. I swear it's gonna be worth it. Lane switching this bitch, I've been swerving. Nothing in life gonna be perfect. Rich queen need more than a Birkin. Television, I know that I'm worth it. It's my pain that you misinterpret.
And there you have it, folks. This has been Fanatically Correct. Until next time, you crazy kids. Signing off.